Good morning, Butterfield Trail Village. It's a beautiful summer day, a little warm, but that's okay. It's summer, right? I want to thank everybody who attended last night's dinner in white. I hope you had a good time. The band was fabulous. The food was even better. I want to thank Memo and his crew for preparing such a fabulous meal, and I want to thank my crew for all the setup and tear down so we could have a regular town meeting this morning. Just want to touch on a few highlights that will be on your August schedule, and you'll be receiving your printed calendars this afternoon. We'll continue our architecture church tour, and we will go to E. Fay Jones Mildred B. Cooper Chapel in Bella Vista, and we'll have lunch. And we will have a speaker who will share with us the story of Mildred Cooper, the chapel, and all that surrounds that most amazing piece right here in Northwest Arkansas. All I can say is Tiny Town Grape Festival and Spaghetti Dinner. Wolf and Ingrid Polonius' daughter, Inez, will be here as a guest speaker, and she will share information about Communities Unlimited. She is the CEO of this local organization, international organization, and they serve 7 states in the southern U.S. with rural communities in mind, with minority populations and high poverty and food insecurity. So she's going to tell us what this organization has done, what they've accomplished, and just it's nice to know about other nonprofits. It's not a form of solicitation. I just think it's good that we understand the many people in our state who are trying to help others. So you can support Inez with that. Then on Monday the 12th at 7 p.m., resident Jerry Havens will return as one of our resident lecturers, and he will be talking about nuclear power for our energy needs. It's a big hot topic right now in our country. And he's going to share the promises and risks of nuclear power. Well, Memo and I are going to try it one more time, Thursday, August 15th, and we're going to have a El Mariachi Fiesta dinner. And this is something that's going to be amazingly fun, lots of color, and I found a fabulous mariachi band from Springdale, also with dancers in the full regalia. So that's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of good food. So make sure you sign up for that. The Butterfield Trail Village Foundation has several established funds. In September, I'm going to host a little informational meeting, no solicitation for that either, but to let you know what our foundation has done for Butterfield and plans for what they will be doing for Butterfield. I want to talk about the established funds and how you might find an interest in some of those funds. And along with that, Kim Moore is going to be making a presentation. She's got a lot of information that will be helpful. And so I hope you will just take time to learn about what the foundation, many of you know what they do, but so many of our newer residents do not. And one of the funds, of course, is the Music and Performance Fund. And what I did couple of years ago is start the Butterfield Trail Village Stage Series. And these are very professional performers and artists that we want to bring to the Butterfield stage. And so in August, on Saturday the 17th, we will have the Fort Smith String Symphony Quartet, the Fort Smith Symphony String Quartet by way of Dallas. I don't know if you know anything about Fort Smith Symphony, but most of their performances encompass artists who travel here from all over the country. And so this particular string quartet is in high demand, and they're going to be on stage performing Bach to Beatles. Thus, the song you just heard, Here Comes the Sun. So I hope you do make plans to join us for this wonderful night of classical but very unique and fun music. The Wednesday afternoon salon sing-along in the lobby is going really good, and that's because you're all participating, and the lobby is just full of beautiful music and voices, And you don't have to sing very well. I just kind of stand in the background myself and sing along, but it's just a lot of fun. And I want to thank the residents who have put that together, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds. Yeah, Brad, Pat, there's so many people that have helped with this, so we appreciate you so much. We're going to make a trip to the Washington County Fair on Senior Day, which will be a nice little ticket discount. And then I have a folk Americana group performing. It's a couple. They're known in Fayetteville, but we've never hosted them here at Butterfield. August is full of music, and I hope you appreciate it because these are some amazing people. Kelly Sire hooked me up to this group called March to August. And if you like any kind of folk or Americana music, and I've watched their YouTubes, they are so talented, so I hope you'll join us for that. You'll read about more things going on in August, but in the meantime, we have several other announcements, so we'll move along. I would like to have Jennifer come first, then Heather Edge, our resident social worker, Kelly Sire, and then Vicki and Kevin. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Good morning. So I will be adding, or actually, we will be adding a new class. It starts on the 30th, and it'll be every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Having to check my notes because I have a lot that I want to tell you about. This class is great if you have arthritis or want a little gentler class that will provide great results. We're going to have an instructor named Julie Stagner. She's going to be playing fun, upbeat music. It's called the Rosen Method. It's been a popular exercise method for a long time. I'm very grateful and excited to be offering it. Please put 9 o'clock on Tuesdays on your calendar and show up for that class. It's going to be wonderful. Great if you have arthritis, joint pain, want a little easier class. This is going to be the one to come to. Then I have an exciting fall. And so I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about it so you can get your calendar ready. So the hikes are coming up. I've already got them all planned. So, and they're going to be accessible for everyone. The hiking season will start the second to last week of September. It'll go every Monday. Put it on your calendar. We're going to walk out the door here, and we're going to go 1.5 miles to 2 miles until we make it to Kessler. This will be a wonderful hiking season because you will get to see the back parts of Fayetteville you do not get to see from the road. We're going to have wonderful stops for lunch, picnics, all kinds of things. If you're worried about walking 1.5 miles, we'll have early pickups. And when I put the announcement in your box, you'll know exactly how far we're walking or how far you have to walk to get picked up. So please put that on your calendar. And then for those that like to get deep into the woods and have a harder hike, don't worry. At the end of the hiking season, we're going to go to the Buffalo. We're going to go do some harder hikes and get deep into the woods. Now, if you like to be in the woods, and you don't want to hike, don't worry. I will be launching Forest, not Forced, it's been heard that way before, but Forest therapy so you can get in the woods, enjoy the benefits of nature, and not have to hike. So that'll all be happening as soon as the weather clears. Also, I've just enrolled and started taking a wilderness first aid class. And I'm excited to be adding that so that we can get a little deeper into the woods and know that we're completely safe. So that I am in right now. I will have completed it by the time we're back into the woods for the harder hikes. Also for the fall, we're going to, right before the pandemic, we used to have the university on campus, and we used to do senior fitness testing and balance testing. So, starting in September, as soon as we have our new interns, we're going to do that. We're going to have a sign-up sheet. The reason I want to offer it again is so that you can track your progress. So if you're in the gym, you can see that you are making progress. If you haven't quite been able to go to the gym and you want a little motivation, we can show you exactly what you might want to work on. So that'll be in your box. I just wanted you to get excited about that. We'll roll that out in about September. Also, last thing that I have, I think I'm just going to double check. Oh, I have two more things. I will be on vacation August 6th through the 14th. I'm sorry that classes will be canceled, but I'm hoping you'll be excited about the fall programming and forgive the break in August. So mark your calendars for the 6th through the 14th. I'll be in Puerto Rico with my son. On August 22nd, I'm going to get outside of my comfort zone and give a talk on herbs and supplements. This was my true background. I helped design Ozark Natural Foods when they moved from Dixon to college, and did all of their product research. And I have done so many programs, so much education. So I'm going to be giving all of that information on August 22nd. It's outside of my comfort zone because a lot of times I always just follow science. If I can't back it up with science, you will never hear about it. This time I'm going to share a part of what I learned while working there that's not really scientific, but hundreds of years old. When I worked at Ozark Natural Foods, and I was there for 6 years, every year they would send me for 3 weeks to frontier farms where a lot of the herbs are grown, and I would get to study with the herbalist who'd been using herbs for years. So I'm going to be sharing what I learned at that I have used this whole time, but I don't always share it. And so I'll be telling you a little bit about that, and then also just about supplements. So put on your calendar for August 22nd, and I'll be giving that talk. Let me make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Anyway, I think that's all that I have. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll look forward to seeing you in class and all of the programs. Thank you.
Good morning, Butterfield. I realized as I was standing over there that the last time that I made an announcement to Town Hall, I was dressed as Minnie Mouse. So I'm kind of starting to see a theme. I may need to have my brain checked. All right, so I am Heather Edge. I am the resident social worker, and I'm here to announce that this year for the Walk to End Alzheimer's with the Alzheimer's Association, we are going to shake it up a little bit. We're going to do something a little bit different. So whenever you came in the door, you hopefully got one of our little pamphlets, but we are going to be hosting the first annual Sock It to Alzheimer's Sock Hop and Diner. So it's not dinner, it's diner. But this will be up at the transportation area for everybody to sign up. You do have to RSVP, and this is open to Carriage Club as well. But our menu for the evening is sponsored by, or everything's getting donated by Smitty's. So we are having hamburgers, cheeseburgers, french fries, onion rings, root beer floats, cherry limeades, banana splits. So make sure that your poodle skirt has an elastic waist on it. All right. So that will be the evening of Friday, September 20th. It's going to be here in the Performance Hall from 5:30 to 7:30. It is $25 to sign up for the event. And again, everything is going to the Alzheimer's Association. If you do not want to attend the sock hop, which is fine, then we will still have the ability for everybody to donate as well. We hope that everybody can join us for that. For the event, we will also have table sponsorship levels. So if you would like to sponsor a table for you and your gang, please let me know. The sponsorship levels, we're going to have an Elvis Presley level, a Marilyn Monroe level, and a Willie Mays level. And that information is in the book as well. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the event, I will be around after Town Hall. But again, this will be at the transportation desk. You will need to sign up in advance for the event. But mark your calendars for September 23rd, or I'm sorry, Friday, September 20th from 5:30 to 7:30, okay? All right, thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Just a very quick announcement from marketing. You're going to start seeing lots of information flying around, if you haven't already, about our next photo session coming up. Anyone who has not had their photograph taken for the resident photo book that we keep in the library. Please come and get your picture taken. We're going to be in the chapel, the same setup that I've been doing for a few years now. This time it's going to be August the 9th, which is a Friday. That's 2 weeks from today. And we're going to do just a drop-in from 10:30 to 12:30. So if you have had your picture taken before and you don't care for it and you feel like you want to give it another shot, then please come and join us. It's not a problem at all. It will take literally 3 to 5 minutes for me to pose you, get several shots. Then once those pictures are done, what I will do is do a little bit of editing, get them looking good, and I will share those with Ricky and her team. You'll bear with me. It takes me a while to go through several hundred photos and get everything edited. But once they are ready, Ricky will have those on a laptop computer. You can come by here in the performance hall. We'll announce the date that they're ready. Take a look at your pictures. Pick the one that you like. That's the one that we'll put into the book. If you don't come and pick one out, then you're going to have to leave it to us, and we will pick what we see as the most flattering picture to put into the guide. Also, we get a lot of requests for people to actually have copies of these pictures for their own personal use, and that's wonderful. So if you see the pictures and you like them, or even if you've had them taken before and you don't have copies and would like to have copies, then also let Ricky know. In Ricky's absence, you can reach out to me. We have all of those on file, and we can give you digital copies. So you can bring a little jump drive if you like. We can email them to someone, whatever you want to do, whatever is easiest for you. We're happy to share those images because they are your images. So if you have any questions, let me know. There was a rumor this morning that pictures were being taken today. That is not correct. Do not get all gussied up and come to the chapel between 10:30 and 12:30 because you will be disappointed. But I do look forward to seeing everybody 2 weeks from today on August the 9th. So thanks so much.
Good morning. I'm Vicki. I am back in healthcare. I have been here about a month and a half now. I've had lots of exposure to things, so I'm starting to barely scratch the surface. But I did want to give a quick update on part of healthcare right now. We have had our 2 annual surveys, 2 being one in healthcare and one in AL, and they were fantastic. And so definitely want to not miss an opportunity to share good news, because there's been some stress in the past few years, but the surveyor said this is a good survey. So that is something that I want to share with you, that we are making steps in the right direction. There were 4 tags in healthcare. None of them were of high priority. They were corrected on site. Mike is working on getting the plan of action ready to submit by next week. Same thing, there were 2 in AL. They were also corrected on site, so nothing that is going to carry over or have any kind of lasting effects. It will positively impact the 5-star survey. That is not ready yet. When it is, I will be sure to share that. It will be public knowledge. There will be a copy up front, and you can do cms.gov and share that, or see all of that kind of information. So we still have things to work on. It's a great group. Mike and the crew did fantastic on preparing and executing. He sent a picture when they left, and there was a stack of papers. I think it went through an ink cartridge and a couple of reams of paper. So that is a lot of information that they went through. So they did resident interviews, family interviews, so things that I want to specifically highlight. They have to watch 25 med passes on different shifts. There was a 0 error for med passes. That's fantastic. There were no deficiencies in laundry or housekeeping. So, and those are some of your easier ones. If you have your extra lint, if you didn't wipe that surface well, it's easy to spot and easy to write a tag. We were 100% on that. No tags in dietary. So that does not happen. That's kind of a unicorn. And so we are very proud of that and we want to keep going with that. So now we are following up on these things each day just to kind of make sure that we are always ready for it because it's never comfortable when they're here, but we don't want to be like, ooh, they're here. We just want to be like, welcome. So there's a lot of good things happening back there. We're getting a lot more engagement with not only the employees, but with the residents just to kind of bring a little more structure. So there's better workflow, there's better communication within healthcare and how it would relate to y'all on the outside. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for educating and just the warm welcome. And that is it.
Okay, good morning. Just have a few updates I want to give you, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. A couple of things to be ready for. We have and you've done it in the past, a survey. It's like a resident engagement survey. You'll have several questions on it. Be prepared for that. We're going to try to get that out by the end of the year. We're getting that together. We'll be able to do it through. Yeah, it'll be electronic, and we'll give you several email, phone, we'll give you several options. We'll even have some paper options, hopefully, that we can encourage everyone to do it electronically. It'll be much easier to compile the data much quicker. That way we can do them more often. So that's coming. The Strategic Planning Committee started meeting this past week, and more information to come on that, really just a kickoff meeting. So we have a lot to talk about to prepare us for the next 30 years. So we'll keep you updated on that. The T-Mobile update, we believe T-Mobile will be up and running. It's our last one. We have AT&T, we have Verizon, now T-Mobile will be the last one. Probably in the next couple of weeks, it should be up and running. Probably give it 2 to 3 weeks. We should be good on that. The Wi-Fi update, I know that's a big focus for everyone. It's something we're looking for in 2025 as potentially a big capital project. Gary is looking at several options for you, whether it's bringing in a new company, giving you various options of Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi upgrades. And we're just going through various levels of choices that you may have in the coming years. And we're just seeing what the expense is and just what our options are right now. So more to come on that. Bistro hours, that's an update. That started on Monday. That was sent out in Telegram, I believe. So everyone should have the updated hours in the bistro, where you can gather in the evening. That was a request, so you can now gather. It's even open on the weekends now, so you can gather for whatever you want to. Turnaround times are going well. A few months ago, I guess we were at about 123 days average on turnaround times on the units. We're down to about 94 days now. The average turnaround time, quite a bit, significant turnaround there. So we're proud of our group for working hard with that. So that's much more efficient. Elevator, so the North Atrium elevator is the next one to be replaced. It's going to be about 4 months. It's a pretty lengthy process, but we do have the final bid in, and we were trying to get the best price we could before we went forward with that. So in the capital projects for next year, we're going to look at getting the others replaced. If we can work it in the budget for next year, however we need to get them all replaced. They're 40-year-old elevators, so they are all going to give us trouble until we replace them all. So the Village Home, as you may have seen, it's well on its way to be finished by the end of the year. We're glad of that. And I will be out, Vicki and I will be doing our assisted living certification course next week on Tuesday. So I'll be out Tuesday through Friday next week. So I'll be here Monday if you need anything. If you need to schedule anything, I'll be here all day Monday. So those are my updates. So I am here to answer any questions that you have. Yes, sir.
Well, when we do the Wi-Fi update, is it possible to change the security privacy provision? Right now, it's set up for privacy such that one device can't talk to another device, even your own device. And what that's meant is that, in our case, for example, we have to subscribe privately to our own Cox thing at our own cost because we have to have like a wireless printer talk to our computers. Is there any way that Gary could look into that and see if there's another way to provide adequate privacy for people without having this separation of things?
Well, Gary's in the room, so we'll make a note of that and we'll follow up with that.
Thank you.
That's one of the big questions we've asked them
Okay, that's one of the big questions that Gary's asking them to make sure we can do that with the new system, so. But we'll definitely address that concern. We'll have a better answer for you once we get more information from who's gonna do the project, I guess.
I have a
I think-
question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Would you speak to the issue of the beer and wine license?
Yeah, so we had the meeting and everyone on their units did the survey, which goes pretty well. I believe it came back, it was a little better than neutral, probably 3.5 to a 4, probably what it came back. You know, it wasn't the 5 and it wasn't the 1, it was a little over indifferent, I believe, is kind of how the survey came back. So we have a lot more information that we need to get together on that, and Memo is working on that today, this week. He actually had to be out today for a personal reason, so we'll be working more on that. We'll have more answers. There's a lot of questions to answer before we move forward with that. It has not been presented to the board at this point, but
Kevin, I already asked you this, but I guess it didn't soak in well enough. The trench that they're digging down by the graves, between the Grays and Phyllis.
Right.
Tell me about that.
So the water's been pooling there for some time, and it stays wet constantly. So there was a French drain, and my understanding that it wasn't deep enough. And so they were digging the test this week to see actually where the water, they assume there's a natural spring under there is where the water's coming from. So we're gonna dig down to see. I spoke to the guy that was digging on Wednesday, I guess it was Wednesday, just to see what they were gonna find. So our board president actually walked out with me and we looked at it. So he's gonna have someone from the city come look to make sure we're on the right track before we go further with that. So right now they was just digging a test to see and seeing how long I guess it needed to be, but that's about all the information I can give you without sounding ignorant on the subject, because I don't have any more information than that. But we will after this week, after the city visit, so. Yes, ma'am.
As to our campus-wide surveys, I think it would be really helpful if there was some consistency in how they're performed. Each floor does it differently. Sometimes they were the opposite of what was instructed to do.
I agree.
And the same thing with our classes, some of them being held in the lodge. And there was no consistency. People are voting on things that are not consistent. As to the liquor license, if we'd had more information on it, more people may have liked it or not liked it. We don't know really what that means, a liquor license, now what? So in the future, if we could define how we do the survey and what it really entails, I think you'd get better information.
Yeah, and that would be easy enough to do, to me send out a detail, this is exactly what we're asking, this is exactly how we would like for you to rank it. And we can go back, I mean, that doesn't speed up or slow down the process either way, because the details that we're getting right now don't have anything to do with that part of it. We're getting more logistics and cost and insurance, and that's the things we're working through. The licensure and who owns the licensure and those type of questions. But we can do that with your next meetings. I mean, we could send something out before the next unit meetings start.
Because all of those might impact how we vote.
You're right. Honestly, I was looking for it to come back really one way or the other to make the decision even easier, but when it's pretty indifferent, that's a little difficult to. Because we don't know. Right, yeah, exactly. That's a great point. We can do that. Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
How do we find out who the members of the Strategic Planning Committee are?
Chris has a list of those members. And you can email her, or I guess where'd Chris go? Where's Chris? Oh, well, we can
Chris
get that.
Hale. Yes, you can, do you want to email me? I'll give you my email address. Okay.
And I can report it at the next board meeting. I just don't want to leave off anyone, because the members, it's solidified this Wednesday, so I don't want to leave anyone off or whatever. We can give you those names at least by next month. I'll report them in this meeting. Are there any other questions? If there's something that you didn't want to add, no, go ahead. I was going to say you can come up after the meeting and.
I just wanted to say we're happy to have you back.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to
Even
be
if it is
back.
just
Yeah,
on Tuesday.
had a little vacation. It was nice. I'm very glad to be back. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
I thought it was good. I was proud of it.